and welcome back to the studio. You're watching Open. Don't forget to get social with us. Tweet us at Bronxnet TV and at Rena Valentine. That would be me. We're going to talk a little bit about Hip to Hip Theater. Yes, Hip to Hip Theater Company seeks to develop people's interest in theater by offering free, family-friendly, professional productions of popular classics in public settings. Each summer, they offer free Shakespeare in the public parks throughout New York City. And here to tell us more about Hip to Hip Theater's Company's upcoming summer season is, we have the managing director, Guy Ventoliere. Did I say that right?
Yes, it was excellent.
Ventoliere.
Yes.
Yes.
I like the ER at the end.
You do?
Very nice. Yes.
I just want to make sure. Welcome, and thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me, Rena.
And, let's talk a little bit about the company, Hip to Hip Theater, first, before we get into the Shakespeare aspect of it, and then this wonderful expansion that you've embarked on. All right,
Absolutely.
so Hip to Hip Theater.
Yep.
The name.
Okay, Hip to Hip Theater. Hip to Hip is actually a line out of Comedy of Errors, and it's spoken by a character, Dromio, a very funny character, and it's in reference to quite a large person that's in pursuit of him. I actually had the pleasure of playing that character and being the actor to say hip to hip in front of the audience in our 6th season of Shakespeare in the Park. So,
6th season.
Yeah.
So you've been in existence
since 2007. We've been in existence. We're going into our 9th season now.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
That's very nice.
Yes. Especially 9 seasons of Shakespeare.
Yes.
We're obviously doing something right.
Yes. Well, okay. And the only reason I even say that is because Shakespeare is challenging, right?
Sure.
I think Shakespeare could be intimidating to people. The language, and the fact that you're making it accessible and inviting people to actually experience it it's admirable.
Well, thank you. Yeah. When we first started in 2007, we took one play and went to 2 parks, and we had a small backdrop and performed to about 700 people. Fast forward 8 years later to last season, we had a modular 2-story set. We had all the actors on microphones, so they didn't have to compete with the trains and automobiles and sounds of public parks. We had lighting. We had a children's component that introduced children to Shakespeare prior to the main stage performance. And we toured 2 professional, handsomely produced productions to 12 parks and performed to 7,100 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
You went from 700 to 7,100.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, just to share some of the parks that you tour now, because the expansion has actually you've grown, and this children's component is very interesting as well, because I think to get people, kids especially, to really grasp Shakespeare, even though kids, they retain a lot quicker and they get things a lot faster than we do because we process it too much. So it's interesting that you're actually enrolling them so young.
Right. Yes. Yeah. It was Jason Marr, who's the artistic director of Hip to Hip, and Joy Marr, who founded it. They really wanted to add this component. And when I came on board about 4 years ago, I had a little bit of experience with kids from here at Lehman College, director of the children's program here for a while, and he decided that he wanted to implement it. And it's an important part of our mission now to make it accessible to not only the wider community but to the young people of the community. And one of the important things, people are intimidated by Shakespeare so often, but they're reading it, and now you're getting to see it performed by professional actors with all the bells and whistles. And we're really involving the community and getting it up on its feet, and it's much more accessible when you see it that way.
And so the season starts, right? It's kicking off.
Yeah.
And so where are you kicking off? And let's talk a little bit about the different parks, because I want to save the best one for last. All right? Don't say that one yet.
Everyone's going to be like,
yes. No, because I'm really excited about this. It's very exciting, especially since the hint is that he used to teach at Lehman. So.
Yes. Yep. We do Queens Parks, and we have been doing Queens Parks over the years. We end our season in the Hamptons every year for funders, a lot of funders, and we do a couple of programs in some other places like in New Jersey. We perform in each ethnically diverse neighborhood in Queens We're in every single part of it.
So what
There's
are
not a
some of the
neighborhood
parks?
we're
Can
not.
you name some of the
Yeah,
parks? Just so that people can get an idea
Sure.
of the parks we're talking
Socrates Park and Gantry in Western Queens. We go out to Cunningham Park. We performed in the Rockaways. Flushing Meadows Park, of course.
Right.
How could we miss that?
Right.
This year we're going back to the Forest Hills Park. We performed everywhere from Fort Totten, the east, west, north, south of Queens. And Center.
Yeah, and that's for the Bronxites who are interested in exploring Queens. They did.
yeah, exactly. I personally am from the Bronx, and obviously our mission is to bring Shakespeare to communities that don't have a lot of access to the arts. You know, New York is the mecca of art, and we want to bring some Shakespeare to the outer boroughs to fulfill our mission. And so it made sense. The next move was the Bronx. I know people in at BOEDC, and I work with the Riverdale Children's Theater Company and a lot of other various institutions like Lehman College. So as a matter of fact, we have a graduate performing with us this year, and somebody who works at Bronxnet performed with us 2 years ago.
Christina Pagan.
Yep.
Yes, we love her.
Yes, good friend of mine. So we're slowly incorporating more and more Bronx to it, and we'll be performing at Van Cortlandt Park on July 25th.
Congratulations!
Yes.
You brought it back to the Bronx. Eric,
Yeah.
well, I'm saying that. Oh man,
Right.
I killed the punchline. I
No,
did.
no.
All right,
Yeah,
but
go
no, let's just share. No, because it's a beautiful
It is
story.
cool. It is cool.
It's a really cool story, and we definitely have to share it with everyone because it just goes to show you the impact and the role that it played in your life.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it was 32 years ago when I decided that I wanted to pursue acting. I convinced a friend of mine that did not like theater, nor did he like Shakespeare, to accompany me to see my very first production of Shakespeare. It was Timon of Athens, and it was at Van Cortlandt Park. So now 32 years later, I'm bringing Shakespeare back to the park. And so I'm quite proud of that. And I'm so blessed that I'm a part of this.
I have to give you an applause because
you.
It makes a difference when something plays a role in your life, and then you take it and you carry it, and now it becomes your mission, and now it's your purpose, and to bring it back to where it all started from you. Now you're giving it back, you're paying it forward to the next generation.
And and to give credit where credit's due, Jason Marr, who works tirelessly all year long, our artistic director. I don't know how he's a machine. I don't know how he I don't think he sleeps because it's a lot of effort and work that goes into it. Obviously we have to get 12 actors up here. We have to, there's trucking, and the set goes up and down every night. So there's a lot of work and effort that goes into it. And so I'm just really, really happy that Van Cortlandt accepted us and we were able to do it.
So what you're saying is like each production is just one-shot deals, and then you move it.
Yeah, well, we do 2 productions.
Okay.
And, this is, obviously we're rolling out to the Bronx this year, so we're doing the one at Van Cortlandt with the intention of expanding. So please come out and support us so we can show the numbers.
Right.
But usually we'll do 2 plays, and we'll go to one park one week and another, and with one show, and then we'll revisit that park the following week and do the other one.
That's great. And, Shakespeare, again, it's something that you have to experience.
Yeah.
I studied acting for quite some time, and I also know that Shakespeare almost became our language.
Yeah. Yes.
And so it's something that, if you've never, ever really considered going to the theater to see it, if it's being offered for free in the park, you definitely have to make an effort to just experience it, because trust me, you're going to love it. You're going to love it.
Yeah, please come. And don't forget it. We're at 5 o'clock on July 25th, and at 4:30 is a children's component. So bring the kids. They love it. We hand out. We have handouts. We give them tattoos. As a matter of fact, I brought a tattoo for you.
You did?
Yeah, so you could put it on. And,
oh my gosh, I get a hip-to-hip tattoo.
Yeah.
All right, love it. Thank you. I have a little one. I have a 5-year-old, so she's gonna love it. I think we're gonna come to the park.
I'll give you another one for you too.
All right, cool. Thanks for thinking of me, Kai.
No
really
problem.
appreciate it.
No
and thanks for making sure you bring it back to the BX.
Thank you.
Once again, Hip to Hip Theaters Company's free Shakespeare in the Park runs from July 22nd to August 16th. But for more information on all the parks they're going to be participating with or at and performing at, you can go to hiptohip.org. Hiptohip.org. We have to take a quick break, but Bobby C has this week's sports roundup when we return.